and I say that respectfully. No, it's the same thing we got done at my cousin, but that's okay. No, it's really exciting though. My conscience is not everybody. I actually preach time to the genuine ones with no malicious intentions. No, I say that respectfully. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions, and I say that respectfully. Gang stalking is real. When you're not doing it for likes and views or cloud chasing. It doesn't matter what neighborhood you're in. It doesn't matter if you know your neighbors or not at the end of the day. Gang stalking is real. Always protect yourself, and I say that respectfully. They come in different disguise when it comes to their lives. It's not a crime to take advantage day when it comes to your neighborhood. They would try to discourage you, project fear in you. They would try to rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, even financially, to try to discourage you. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. You're not wrong for speaking up for yourself, especially when you're not trying to hurt yourself or others around you. Always be yourself. So the genuine ones with no intentions, I truly hope all is well in you, and I truly hope that you continue to find peace within regards to who gave up on you or overlooked you during your journey. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. Healing trauma and pain is not a race or an overnight process, and I say that respectfully. It's not. Today is currently July 15th, 2025. When someone says you don't have potential, never stop choosing you. Never exit self-love when it comes to confidence. Pouring into you because someone doesn't understand your reflection. It was never competition, understanding your existence. They would never understand, hold on one second, you was never part of a race. When you're on a mission when it comes to self-love, the hand is different when it comes to, hold on one second, you didn't overlook you. Always be yourself. And I say that respectfully. I am Naya, genuine love, respect, and I will never hurt myself, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I say that respectfully. Misunderstood in love by you, far from a hater, what about you? Misunderstood and judged by you, far from a hater, what about you? No, I have the trade thought we got, Donnie. No, for entertainment purposes only. No, I have the trade thought for me. When you find out that you're being gang stalked and you realize little old you or whatever the case be what you got going on, why me? No, it ain't the trick on me. What the fuck did I done do? It ain't the trick on me nothing. No, it's really the trick over me. All you had to do was just be your authentic self, understand your reflection. I love myself, not the gem my life. Oh, that's why you follow with me, motherfucker. No, the motherfucker will cast a spell on you, whatever the case may be. These motherfuckers be in a plot. They be plotting against you to have you robbed mentally, spiritually, financially, all types of weird shit. They throwing spell work. What's that? No, I have to check the. You start googling shit, black magic. Why would you do such a thing to me? What the fuck I did to you? Come to find these motherfuckers doing rituals when it comes to your beauty, your finances, your mental health. You come to find out these motherfuckers are sending spell work so you can be mentally ill. I didn't even do anything to you. No, it's a trick on me. You only came across one dumbass. No, it's a trick on me. A jackass is out of them all. Someone that bothered you and you stood up for yourself. You stood up to the bully. Bitch, I ain't going back down the damn standing up to you. I ain't gotta touch you, bitch. Only to realize they went to their posse and them motherfuckers gather up with each other. Gather, provoke a whole fucking hate train and different tax brackets and shit. You that fucking mad because I stood up to your dumbass? And said to me, bitch, you was bothering me first. What the fuck? You said nobody was going to believe me, motherfucker. So now you got this motherfucker in this department, that motherfucker in this department. Now you got motherfuckers sending spell work, black magic, witchcraft, voodoo, all types of shit. I'm trying to figure out my train of thought, bitch. I ain't living in fear. I ain't wearing the mask, bitch. And the train thought me, what the fuck wrong with these people? I never understood this motherfucking shit before my life. A motherfucker won't like the fact that you got confidence, that you know how to elevate, regardless if you disabled, regardless if you're culture, your religious, sexual orientation, disability, or age. It don't motherfucking matter. When a motherfucker sees today that you know how to stand up for yourself, they realize that I shouldn't have bothered that motherfucker right there. No, the trick of you fucking bully, bitch. No, that's what they take on me. Like, you warned the crew at the end of the day. You know what? I think I did something. But I can't tell y'all what the fuck I did because I've been wearing a fucking mask for so motherfucking long. But I bullied this motherfucker first. And got to bully this fucking person all this fucking time. You jackass. Why would you do that? No, it's what they take on me. I never understood this bullshit shit. How a motherfucker will bully you and then realize in the day they forgot to tell the crew what they did. I done got these motherfuckers some trouble, and now this motherfucker innocent person done start speaking up for themselves and this shit. What the fuck I done did? I should've just stayed out of this bullshit. I should've just said sorry when I had the fucking chance. And still motherfucker laid down, motherfucker. No, it's really shit though for me. You didn't want me to maintain my smile. Oh, you miserable piece of shit. It changed on me. I'm not itching to respect that my content is not for everyone. Gang stalking is real. Doesn't matter about your culture, your religion, your sexual orientation, your disability, or your age, and I say that respectfully. It doesn't matter. And especially when a person is not doing it for likes and views or clout chasing or fame. It doesn't matter about someone's sexual orientation, disability, age, or religion. Just because someone is in pain at the end of the day, you can't see it. Somebody can be walking at the end of the day and they could be in chronic pain and really bad pain. You could have a headache. Can't nobody see a headache at the end of the day. You probably got swollen feet and can't nobody see the swollenness in your feet at the end of the day because it became abnormal to you. It became the norm. But you continue to push through. How folks will sit there and kick you down because they can't see the physical pain within your body. Your hands may be swollen. You probably got arthritis going through your whole entire body. Can't nobody see that. And even times at the end of the day, doctors can't even diagnose you at the end of the day, especially when you're going through a lot of pain. It don't matter your age, and I say that respectfully. You know, different diseases go through people's bodies. But that doesn't mean we can't see it. Can we? It's certain things you can't see. It'd be the train of thought for me how someone would try to kick the next person down because something they can't relate to. My content is not for everyone. All help is not good help. Regardless of your culture, your religion, your sexual orientation, your disability, or your age, didn't matter your tags bagger when it comes to your job description. And I say that respectfully. Misunderstood and loved by you, far from my head. What about you? Damn, the hate was real. All it was the hell on 1 second I had enough. I actually had the hell. Things you couldn't relate to but staying in your lane. I understood I didn't have to apologize for understanding your pain. I didn't. Why did I have to apologize? Because you wanted to project fear in me. Why did I have to apologize? Because you wanted to control the narrative of my life. But I knew how to respect me. I understood to stay in my lane. You tried to dim my light to discourage me. You was throwing sport right to left. Only because I wasn't trying to reject me. It took a whole community to go up against one person. Folks be swearing you took them out like a bad habit, but hold on 1 second. You be trying to make folks uncomfortable. This type of stuff happens every single day. Don't matter someone's tax bracket, let alone their culture, and be trying to thought for me. How folks look at you in the mindset, having all this hate and envy. They pick and choose who they want to bully. Now I say your apologies, and I say that respectfully, neighbor. Love yourself, never dim your light. Never let someone project fear in you when you was an issue. They said God not real, but God was maintaining his crown. They would never understand how you'd have to wild out. Maintain a smile come from poverty and pain. I knew how to respect my neighbor even when it came to weather their own storm. We ain't the same. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. How folks become witches, warlocks. They be part of cults at the end of the day. Cults. Trying to tear the next person down. The last person you saw frown. The last person you saw them all bent out and say drugged out. The last person wasn't able to tell a story. They so bugged out. The last person wasn't able to understand it. Hold on 1 second. Nobody ever gonna believe me. Understand my relation. You know, relationship with self. Reflection. Why everybody dismissed me. Because you paid the next person off to dismiss that person's feelings. Or let alone someone talk for themselves. Because this type of stuff actually happens. You know, when you're dealing with a divine one on God's timing, that strength hits different. You try to project a hate crime towards an innocent person because you want them to shut the fuck up at the end of the day. I don't mean no disrespect when it comes to my elders, but goddamn, I ain't hurting nobody. I said a curse or two, but I wasn't trying to disrespect you. It'd be the train of thought for me. I know how to act my age, and I say that respectfully. But it be train of thought for me. How folks be trying to get you out of character to wild out. You ain't have to get physical. All you had to do is actually speak for yourself, not to wild out. They antagonize you different tax brackets. They pay this person, pay that person, try to dim like to discourage you. They be even trying to make you humble within a situation that you never chose at the end of the day. Or because they was doing stuff for likes, if you was a cloud chase, let alone a script that you was not even part of. It be trying to thought for me. Got your next door neighbor, different tax brackets, telling you every move like a bad habit. Sitting and trying to take your flow. They can't be you at the end of the day when it comes to being emotionally stable. The energy is different. They picked and choose who they wanted to bully. Didn't matter your culture, let alone your tax bracket with their bad habits. How this type of stuff actually happens every single day. And when an innocent person doesn't destiny strike with folks, they don't energy harvest off the next person's energy. They do not gang stalk folks. They do not project spell work towards their neighbor. They don't run from he say, she say. They can repeat what they said that day. Being mature, that energy is different. I wasn't trying to project pain. I just knew how to tell my neighbor to go right when they was going left when they tried to disturb my peace. The gang stalking was real when they hacked my device. They said I was mentally ill, but I was just speaking up for myself. I understand that I didn't need that pill. They tried to destiny swipe with me, but they couldn't take God's blueprint because it was within me. When it comes to my anointings, and I wasn't wearing a mask to be authentic. That potential actually hits different when you actually understood elevation, going within. Far from a copycat, far from a hater. Neighbor, 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 we ain't the same neighbor. I ain't got hate in my vein. I know how to respect my neighbor even when you can't weather your own storm. Just stay in your lane. It be the train of thought for me. How gang stalking is real. And it's disgusting to see how someone will bully you first. And then when you start to speak up for yourself, they will have a hate train going against you. I wouldn't want to talk to anybody that would say to me at the end of the day, I knew something was a little bit off about that person. You already had your mind made up of who you thought I was at the end of the day, so stay in your lane. And I say that respectfully. I ain't have to disrespect you. You didn't get the time to get to know me at the end of the day. Being authentic. Hold on one second. You're nothing but a follower. What happened about being a leader? Acting your shoe size at the end of the day, you couldn't even hold your own weight. It be a train of thought for me. How folks be talking about they, but at the end of the day, you trying to do the next person wrong? Or because you lack self-control when it come to discipline at the end of the day, doing shit for a bad dollar, let alone a bad habit. Hold on one second, we ain't the same. One thing I never do is run from my past. He say, she say, and I say that respectfully. When they said I didn't have potential, far from a copycat. Hold on one second. They be so inspired at the end of the day. I motivated my try hard. But the disrespect was loud because I wasn't trying to wild out. They said I'm whack and I'm corny, I'm a nobody, but they sat there and observed me for months, let alone years, to take notes on me. Just to be inspired, but couldn't put respect on my name. Hiding behind spellwork, doing the devil's work. Only because we wasn't the same. Because God was never for sale when you truly keeping it real. And I say that respectfully, my soul was never for sale. And I ain't have to wear a mask and switch it to be something I truly wasn't. I made you so uncomfortable because I know how to be authentic, something that you can relate to. Going with them to actually heal. Always be yourself when someone says you don't have potential. And I respectfully. Never dim your light, never dim your light, neighbor. Never dim your light, never dim your light, neighbor. Never dim your light. Peace and respect, some respect, your neighbor. Stop about you. Man, you don't dim your light, go you neighbor, neighbor, don't dim your light. My content is not for everybody. I worship the good God with no malicious intentions. When God sends the right people into your life, as to where you at in your journey, they see you, they hear you, they respect you with no malicious intentions. They don't got jealousy and hate and envy in their vein. They ain't trying to blackmail you to dim your light, to project pain. They understood that you had enough. They understood why certain doors closed in your life for all the right reasons, because God was showing you protection when it comes to your mental health. They was acknowledged at the end that you was there to respect them. Days when they couldn't even weather their own storm, you wasn't trying to do them wrong. You was just showing them at the end that I'm your biggest cheerleader. When folks didn't know how to respect you, the energy is different. Didn't matter someone's culture, religion, sexual orientation, disability, all age. It be trying to thought for me. Because everybody's not out to get you. That's what people try to label you. You could be a DV victim. They say that you paranoid, so they can blackmail you against you. You've been through mommy and daddy issues. They said at the end of the day, something's really mentally wrong with you. But hold on 1 second. Everybody goes through trauma and pain. I ain't have to project that on you at the end of the day. I just knew how to hold my own weight. And I don't mean narcotics, and I say that respectfully. It be the train of thought for me. How folks be getting out of character at the end of the day. They don't understand their own status when it comes to their job description, let alone their character traits to stay in their lane if they ain't got nothing to say. No, here's the trick, but don't make a fucking assumption about me, you weird ass son of a bitch. I said what I said and I gotta go. Nah, respectfully. Because folks make an assumption. Just because you got mommy and daddy issues, the end of it, that's why you wilding out, acting paranoid, but that was never the case. Someone did something to me at the end of the day, and I was only keeping it real. I ain't had to put my hands on somebody. All I had to do was allow God to guide me when it came to that conversation. I don't worship the devil. We ain't the same. You know, everybody in their journey dealt with trauma and pain. Because someone dealt with trauma and pain didn't mean to project it on somebody else. Didn't mean to kick somebody down because someone was having a bad day. It's just trying to throw for me how people make an assumption. Didn't matter what type of board status you was at the end of the day, your tax bracket. I knew how to respect my neighbor even when you couldn't weather your storm. Stay in your lane. No mother or father or loved one should lose a child or lose a loved one because someone lacks self-control when it comes to discipline. Nobody should ever have to be in the mindset of being mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, and spiritually robbed. And I say that respectfully. And one thing I don't do is run from my past. I don't care about he say, she say when it comes to blackmailing, the hacking device, at the end of the day. I can repeat everything that I ever did. And I say that respectfully with confidence. It's a train of thought. We ain't the same when it comes to having strength going within. Hold on 1 second. I was never seeking revenge. You throwing spoiled right there, but I wasn't rejecting me. Something that you couldn't relate to was staying in your lane. Understand that. Hold on 1 second. It was never competition, hater. No, here's the trick. What's wrong with these people? No, for real. They want you to be discouraged, live in fear, and all types of shit. They don't want you to weather your own storm when they do you wrong. They would try to rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, even financially. Even try to make you homeless. It'd be the train of thought for me. And you even have to get out of pocket with these folks. All you had to do was just better yourself to under self-control when it comes to discipline, no matter if you came from poverty and pain. It should be no reason why somebody walks away from somebody, regardless if you know them or not, and someone is trying to project a hate crime towards somebody, or someone's trying to rob somebody mentally, physically, spiritually, or financially because someone lacks self-control. Doesn't matter your tax bracket. I'm not your GM respect that my content is not for everyone. It's not. Peace and respect, neighbor, stop the fun. She made you well, don't dim your light, go you, neighbor, don't dim your light. Yeah, you may, don't dim your light, neighbor. Far from a hater, we ain't the same, neighbor. When God sends the right people into your life, they don't have hate within them. They don't look at you like competition. Sitting at the right table with the right people, it was elevation when it comes to maturing. Folks acting they body at the shoe size. Real women and men actually acknowledging each other to actually see at the end of the day. You may came from poverty and pain, but you ain't have to dim the light of the next person when you truly rooting them on. Ain't nothing was fake about you because you wasn't wearing a mask. Hold on 1 second, we ain't the same. We don't pray the same, but I still know how to respect my neighbor. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. Have a safe year, day, even, week, weekend. You matter, you're worthy. Protect your energy, protecting your family. Stay out of trouble. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and I'm far from a hater, and I say that respectfully. We ain't the same, neighbor. I'm not the same like you. I don't do that weird shit. No, I'm not a hater. When someone says you don't have potential, and they're willing to dig up your past, and they're willing to humiliate you, to humiliate your rituals, or whatever the case may be, whatever they got going on. When you don't run from who you are, they will never understand growth. They would never understand it was never for likes and views or cloud chasing or fame. Because whatever you endured, regardless of who lied on you or not, it made you the man and woman that you're becoming. Because healing trauma and pain is not a race or an overnight process. It's not. It's disgusting to see how, regardless of what culture you are, how folks put you in competition when it comes to pain. It's individuals that wish they didn't have to go through that pain. because you wouldn't be able to walk a day in their shoes. And especially whatever you projected on that innocent person that didn't have to do anything to you. My content is not everybody. Always be yourself. Never give up on yourself, regardless of who gave up on you, overlooked you, disrespected you, made you feel like you wasn't worthy. They said that you didn't have potential. And maturity is different when it comes to holding 1 second elevation. It was never for likes and views or cloud chasing. When it comes to keeping the real going with the next, you understand yourself today. Always be yourself, and I say respectfully, I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everybody. I would never hurt myself, regardless who's trying to paint a hate crime towards me, regardless of who's trying to shortchange me at the end of the day, mentally, physically, spiritually, even financially. I would never hurt myself. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. Gang stalking is real. It may not be going on in your household, but it's going on in someone's household that's not doing it for likes and views or cloud chasing. I would never hurt myself. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, and I say that respectfully. Regardless who's in the background trying to blackmail me against me. And when it comes to my creativity, I get it from my Heavenly Mother, my Heavenly Father God, and I do not worship the devil. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, and regardless who's trying to blackmail me against me, regardless of what neighbor in any tax bracket, I will work alone, and I always have. And I say that respectfully. If you're truly at peace with yourself, it should be no reason why you're projecting a hate crime towards somebody, why you're trying to rob somebody mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially, and why you gather up a hate train towards an innocent person that only dismissed themselves because of the fact that what you did that day. You wore a mask. Someone dismissed themselves and asked God for God to guide them. Someone closed a door for a next chapter and you wasn't supposed to be part of it. And God acknowledged and God showed this innocent person that you was nothing but the devil, let alone the enemy. And all you wanted to do was have your cake and eat it too. All you wanted to do was just disturb someone's peace. All you wanted to do was cause conflict in this person's life. All you wanted to do was trying to ruin someone's reputation. All you wanted to do was feed off of someone's energy. All you wanted to do was project spell on somebody to energy harvest off their energy. Good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day, and then try to paint somebody to be something that truly wasn't. Because folks be putting folks in competition. Talking about someone got insecurity problems. But the person who was talking about like a bad habit at the end of the day was the person with the mask this whole entire time. God didn't tell a lie. God was protecting his baby. Her baby. The hand just different. They don't pray the same. But that innocent person didn't have hate in their vein. They would never understand growth when it comes to even exchange. God was never for selling on your soul. They would never understand how God was protecting you from that testimony. When it comes to this new chapter, how certain folks were supposed to be part of your journey, and that's okay. Even when they try to make themselves irrelevant, they try to spin the block, but God said, hold on 1 second. I got you back. Always be yourself and with intentions. My content is not for everyone. Have a safe remaining week, day, even year. Humanity, you're worthy. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. They said, Jewette, can you come in? You ain't nobody. Hold on 1 second. All I was doing was just being myself. It's disgusting to see how certain individuals say that you're whack in your corner, you're nobody. But they would sit there and take notes at the end of the day. Talking about they cashing out on their way to the bank. You inspire folks without even trying hard. They would never put respect on your name. Only rest to hold on 1 second. God never stopped loving you. Understanding your reflection, you matter, you're worthy. And God will forever pour into you. We ain't the same, I'm far from a hater. Always be yourself and no malicious intentions. Peace and respect, your neighbor, stuff the bunch. You may be worthy, don't dim your light. Go you, neighbor, don't dim your light. July 15, 2025. Always be yourself. I'm not eating no respect, and God is not for sale. Oh my goddamn self, have a good day. I gotta go.